Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Sin, and I actually realized something. For some reason, nobody's talking about Magispecter. Well, outside of Steven, obviously. And I decided, you know what? Let's give it a shot and let's put some respect on this deck because it actually got some really insane support from the newer set, which is Phantom Nightmare. And because of the new support, we have very strong evidence to believe that Magispecter Unicorn Kirin will get unbanned. And the reason for that is because it is indirectly mentioned in the card text of a new card. So why would you mention Kirin, again, indirectly, if you don't have any intention of unbanning the card? This is like, it has to mean that, right? But yeah, this deck is quite resilient as well through certain hand traps and certain board breakers, but it does lose to Evenly and Nibiru, which are the only big ways to beat this deck. But there are still some counters to these cards, because if there is a will, there is a way. I was gonna screw that one up. But yeah, this card also plays with one card, and is the only pendulum deck that I can think of that can play hand traps, which is absolutely magnificent. But yeah, before we go into any of the combos, make sure you smash the like and subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And with that being said, let's get into combo number 1. And by the way, the deck profile is included, don't worry. Alright, so first of all, you have a lot of one-card combos, but Yata is one of the better ones, so, I mean, Bunbuku is also insane. Yeah, you go normal summon and get your search for the Magispecter win, which is crazy. This card is completely wild. If you want to, you can use it for free, and either special summon a Magispecter from your hand or graveyard, or if you want to tribute a Magispecter monster, you get to summon from the deck instead. So that we're going to just be tributing this, tributing the Yata to summon the Bunbuku, and then we search for the Porcupine. And since we control a Magispecter monster, we can special summon it from the hand. And on normal or special, yeah, you can reset back a Magispecter spell in your graveyard. So you can reset back the Wind. That's the name of the card, yeah. And then we can link off into the new Link 2 monster, which is completely wild. So this is one of the stupidest cards I've seen in a while. It's Magispecter Orthrist New. And it doesn't lose to Ash or Drool because we're not trying to search from deck to hand. Indirectly searching by putting the pendulum cards from your deck in the extra deck, and before that you recycle back 2 Magispecter monsters from your extra deck to the hand. So in other words, you get yourself some scales, and you got yourself the monsters to pendulum summon, and there are going to be the QB as well as the Toad Ogama. So now you skill up, and then you pendulum summon. Actually, no. Instead of the Toad, you can summon the Magispecter, Majesty Pegasus, and that searches your field spell. But the Toad is also another one of the monsters that you can go for. The order doesn't necessarily matter because you can also summon the Majesty Pegasus off of the rank 4 that I'm about to show. But in this situation, it's better to search the field spell searcher first. Fox is going to be searching for the Tornado or the Tempest, but Tornado I want to say is better. It just covers more ground in a way, and it's better going second. The other one is kind of like a Solemn Strike, which is still very good. And the Magispecter Pegasus can search a bunch of cards, but Generator Boss Stage is one of the better ones if your opponent has Nibiru, or if you're threatened by it, because you can summon the Heart, and that's an Omni-Negate, or you could go for the Secret Village of the Spellcasters, another very good option. And on the opponent's turn, you have a lot of plays, because obviously you can go for the Wind to tribute to that Link 2 monster, summon the Porcupine. That Boss Stage is going to be triggering to summon the Heart, and that can obviously summon some tokens, but the Draco can also trigger in order to summon monsters, and the Porcupine is going to be resetting back your Wind. So yeah, you summon the Kirin if you have access to Kirin, if it gets unbanned, which it will happen because this card special summons a level 6 or lower Wind Spellcaster monster. This is a level 6 Wind Spellcaster monster, so it's the only logical explanation. And by the way, Harm doesn't necessarily have to tribute to generator monsters or tokens for its effect. Generators and or Spellcaster monsters. All of your monsters are Spellcasters, well, except for the token, but it doesn't matter because it's still a generator monster. And whenever your monsters are tributed, you can use the effect of Draco, not once per turn, to summon a Magispecter monster from the deck. That's completely wild, completely ridiculous. You want to evenly me? How about no? How about I just negate that for free? And then how about I even trigger the Draco to summon the Bunbuku, and then search the Porcupine or the Bunbuku. And then I have the Tornado, I have the Wind, the Kirin, I'm in everything. So yeah, this deck is incredible, and that was a very simple one-card combo. Let's get into combo number 2. Alright, so this time we have Bunbuku and a discard, so it's a little different actually, because Yata, even though the deck is relatively linear, the combos are still slightly different to the point where you have to know what to do when you have these cards, but instead of putting the, what's his face, the QB in the extra deck, we're going to be putting the Yata, and we're going to skill up with the Porcupine and Bunbuku. Pendulum summon the Yata as well as the Majesty Pegasus, and then go Chilling 1, Chilling 2. Surge the field spell and the Wind, but this time instead of going for the generator or field spell, I want to go for the Secret Village. And we're going to be overlaying for the Magispecter Draco. And here is why going for the Bunbuku one-card combo sometimes is better than the Yata. Because we don't have to go into Wind to go into the Link 2. We can use the Wind after that, and we can tribute the Link 2 and summon the QB, which will trigger the Draco. So you go Chainlink 1 Draco, Chainlink 2 QB. You need to do that. You need to always trigger a Draco and Chainlink 1 because your Magispecter monsters, they're very old cards. They miss timing. So if you don't summon them in Chainlink 1, you're not going to be getting a search. Don't go like Chainlink 1 QB, Chainlink 2 Draco, because then you summon a shitty monster that quite literally does nothing. So yeah, anyways, the Total Gamma can set a card directly from your deck to the field. This is how you play through Droll, by the way. You don't have to search. You can just indirectly search by doing these kind of actions. And at this point, you can go for a second Draco, activate your Secret Village, set your Tornado. So you have double Tornado with Secret Village. The ability to get a lot of stuff going on your opponent's turn because you can summon Bunbuku, get a search, get a recycle back off of the Porcupine, and also summon the Kirin on the opponent's turn. So you can actually do quite a lot. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing just that. Everything that I just said like 2 seconds ago. My opponent wants to summon another Fenrir. Nah, how about no? And then Draco again to summon the Kirin. So that's like 4 or 5 interruptions off of one single card. Completely ridiculous. And my opponent can't even like Book of Eclipse or Dark Ruler or Droplet because of the Secret Village. Now for combo number 3, this time my hand is even better. I have the Super Heavy Samurai Motorbike as well as the Bunbuku and any discard. But this time I really don't have to be afraid of like Nibiru or Evenly, because I'm gonna be making a Baron de Fleur. Oh my god, it's just so unfair, right? But you do have to open the bike if you want to go for Baron. If you hard open the Prodigy instead, you're gonna have to go into the Big Bang Key and then search for the helmet, this card right here. And then you can go for like an Omega and potentially like rip a hand trap off your opponent's hand. That's also not too bad, but you're not always playing through Nibiru and Evenly. Like I said, these are the 2 cards that actually beat you. The rest is just irrelevant. But yeah, because of the fact that we got our skills already with the Super Heavy Samurai engine, we don't have to use the skills that we recycled with the Orthros to scale them up. We can actually Pendulum Summon them, and that gives us extra bodies. And then we can get to the search off of the Majesty as well as the Yata, and then go Draco, tribute the Bunbuku, summon the Ogama, and then get to the special summon off of the Draco, the set off of the Ogama. And that's going to be double, that's so filthy. That's going to be double Tornado because of the Ogama and the QB. And then a second Draco, and then we can just pass on the exact same board as before, but with an extra Baron, so it was much safer. Alright, so this is cool and all, but what if your opponent has hand traps? Can you still play the game? And the answer is absolutely yes, because hand traps are pretty bad against this deck if they're not Nibiru very specifically. So you're going to be going normal summon Bunbuku. Your opponent has to Ash here, he can't Droll, and obviously he can't Veil or Imperm. And Veiling or Imperm, the Link 2, is not necessarily a guarantee to do something, because you can chain the Wind to tribute for cost, and then still trigger its effect. So yeah, even Veil and Imperm are bad against this deck, but Ash, you really have to Ash the Link 2, because the Droll is not going to be doing too good if I get to trigger the Link 2, because then I get 2 searches at the same time, which is going to be the Majesty Pegasus as well as the either the QB or whatever else, and then I can play through everything. If I get ashed here, it's fine. I'm gonna go Bike Search, and then I'm gonna get Drolled here, which is also fine. I can play through that, and then the Prodigy scale, and then trigger its effect, get the Big Bang K, link off for the Magispecter Link 2, and this is so filthy. Like, you don't even have to use 2 Magispecter monsters. It's just 2 Pendulums, including a Magispecter. So the Super Heavy Samurai engine in this deck is just absolute perfection. Yeah, you're going to be getting back the Bunbuku, and scale the Majesty Pegasus as well as the Ogama, and then scale the Bunbuku and Pendulum Summon your 2 monsters from the deck. And you're going to be getting your search off of the Ogama, but, well, I mean, you're set, but obviously you can't search anything with your other monster. And then you can just go into a Draco and pass turn there. So we still have double interruption on the opponent's turn, because we have the Tornado that can banish a monster upon controls. And then this is going to be able to trigger its effect to summon the Bunbuku, search something, and then we can either go like into a Kirin if we didn't need that, like anything else, like even a Porcupine at this point, and then reset back the Wind, and we have a follow-up for next turn. So yeah, that's it for the combos. Now let's get into the deck profile. Alrighty, so for the deck list, I mean, it's also very simple, just like my other deck list. So I'm playing a bunch of the 1-card combos and the cards that are very good to draw usually. So 3 Bunbuku, 3 Yata. I already showed how these cards, they get your stuff going on their own. And then 3 Porcupine, because it, alongside any other Magispecter monster, is full combo. 1 of the Kirin, because I'm assuming that is going to get unbanned. But if it doesn't get unbanned, it's no big deal. You just play like a second Big Bang K just because it's a brick. It's a Garnet, actually. At 3 Wakoshi as well as 3 Motorbike, that makes sense. No Imperm, obviously, because my hand traps are Ash, Droll, Valor. Imperm would clash with the Wakoshi. And Pot of Prosperity, actually, it's not that it makes no sense in this deck, because you can actually just use your Super Heavy Samurai cards first, but you can't really excavate like a Super Heavy Samurai card off of Prosperity for slightly obvious reasons. These cards, you can only use their effects if you have no spells and traps in your grave. Maybe there might be an argument to cut Prosperity, maybe. I could tolerate that. But your extra deck isn't super tight. Like, there are a lot of cards that you can afford to cut. You're usually locked under Magispecter and Draco Slayer monsters only because of the Link 2 monster. So that's the explanation, well, the reasoning behind Pot of Prosperity. But yeah, for the other monsters, obviously the Soul Gaia Booster and the Big Bankai with the Super Heavy Samurai Engine, the bad cards, Secret Village, the one of QB, the one of the Ogama, the one of Majesty Pegasus. These cards are not really starters. They don't do anything on their own. They're just like combo pieces when you have your stuff going already. And then 3 Wind, which is also a good card to physically hard draw. 1 Cyclone, which is very similar to Tornado, but this time searchable off of the Yata. For the extra deck, I am on Baron de Fleur, Ignister Prominence just for some board breaking. And you can actually special summon the Majesty Pegasus because it is a Draco Slayer monster. 1 Omega as well as Axial Synchro Stardust because of the Super Heavy Samurai Engine. The Super Heavy Samurai Commander Shan no because the Super Heavy Samurai Prodigy Wakoshi can special summon a monster from deck, and then you can Synchro summon into that. I don't really know what it does, but it is a Pendulum monster, and a Synchro, so sometimes it does something, I don't know. You can, like, afford to not play it. Anyways, Typhon, 3 Draco, 1 Underworld Goddess, 1 Appaloosa, 1 Exceed the Pendulum. Like, on your follow-up play, this is actually a pretty good card to summon. Much better than Beyond the Pendulum. Like, this is always much better than Beyond, and obviously SP Lone Knight. For the idea section, there's a lot of cards that are really cool in this deck, so obviously the Generator Engine with the Har. This card right here is insane, Mystical Fairy Elfuria. It's like the Kryptonite of decks like Purely. They won't be able to Xyz summon whatsoever, so if you can summon this with Draco, you win the game. The Draco Slayer monsters, I don't really recommend them. They look very gimmicky. Traptrix of Felicia with Gravedigger's Hole, if you can summon a rank 4 before you go into the Link 2. It is your counter to Nibiru, but it's not really realistic. Beyond the Pendulum sucks also, I already said that. Masquerena, you won't ever be able to summon it because, again, you're always locked under Magispecter only. So you can't really play this deck as a combo deck. It really has to stay like a Magispecter deck. But the majority of the Magispecter monsters aren't really good enough to run as 3-ofs. So that's the reason why all these cards are 1-ofs and all the good ones are 3-ofs. But yeah, Magispecter Storm, that's the worst version of Cyclone, don't play it. Zombie World, another searchable card off of the Majesty Pegasus, as well as Necro Valley. The Centurion Field Spell, you can also Synchro Summon on the opponent's turn, which is cute. But it does also play a brick, just like the Generator Field Spell. Majesty Pegasus, searchable off of the Majesty Pegasus monster. And it gets, I guess, some sort of stuff going, but it's not really good. And it's not a Magispecter card, so it makes no sense. And the Compose is actually really cute because you can summon Droll and Logbird since it is a Wind Spellcaster monster off of the Draco, and then you can bounce it back with Compose. So if you want to play Compose in your deck, it has inherent synergy with Droll. So you know you can search Droll indirectly, which is adorable, and it might come up against the combo matchups. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts about Magispecter in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.